Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Beela coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 7, Episode 6, Pretty Hurts. I do want to say thank you all for your well wishes. Thank you so much. Y'all care a little bit about your girl. Y'all care about me a little bit. Thank you for your prayers and your and your well wishes, because I really did need them, and that made me feel good. Okay, y'all. I love y'all too. All right. So, yeah, we finna get into Tyler Perry's Sistas. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers. And y'all, hit that notification button. Hit it. Because y'all know I be dropping reviews on Sistas and the trailers on the next episodes of Sistas. So y'all don't miss nothing. Hit the notification button so y'all won't miss nothing. And then also, yeah, click that like button. Click that like button. The more you click the like button, the more it goes through the algorithm, and more people will start to view, see, hear my content. Now let's get into this episode of Sisters. All right, so Sisters picks up. It is Sabrina's 35th birthday. So everybody's over Andy's house. Danni gets there first, then all the other girls, they get there, hugging on each other. Hey y'all, whatever. All right. So then they, start to talk. They start to talk about Jordan and Andy, and about, him being a councilman, and how Andy is gonna be like a first lady. And Sabrina is like, oh, y'all gonna be like, right, what's the name? Harry and Meghan. Okay, Harry and Meghan. Okay. King and queen. Anyway, but while Sabrina is saying they gonna be like Harry and Meghan, Danni brings up the fact like, oh, since you bring up Harry, I just want to let y'all know that since I've been going to therapy, I've been having some newfound self-discovery about myself. She said that the therapy had taught her about meditation and things like that. So while she meditating, she ended up finding something on YouTube or Instagram or the web, or some on the World Wide Web about self-discovery. And then she starts talking about how she's been reading these exotic stories and how she's doing self-discovery and self-awareness, and it's making her feel, a little mushy and moist, and I guess she's pleasuring herself, finding the peace within herself. So while she's talking about her self-discoveries of it all, then Karen says, you know what, I need some of that peace. I need some of that, because her being pregnant in the salon, and then Zach asking for a DNA test, it's just a whole lot. But Danni looking like, so what, you don't think that he should ask you for a DNA test? But Karen taking it back like, really? Oh, really? But Andy steps in, and she was like, you know what? She changes the subject. She brings it back to Sabrina. She was like, you know what? This is Sabrina's birthday, and she wants to start a new tradition while all the girls can say something very nice what they love about Sabrina. So, and they bring up, Sabrina again or whatever. And what Danni says that she loves that Sabrina, her beauty, her mother nature, her locks. Girl, Sabrina fine. Sabrina is beautiful. You hear me? Naturally beautiful. Andy piggybacks off of that, and she says, yes, her loyalty. And Karen piggybacks off of that and says, yes, she brings up how she's so caring and she's loving, and she hopes to be the type of mother that Sabrina is, with all of her love and all of that stuff. And then Sabrina is just looking like, she gets emotional. She gets in like, oh my God, we bringing up kids. And she just said, look, her biological clock is ticking. She said Rich doesn't want to have kids. He's out here. He doesn't really have time for that because he loves his freedom. And then Andy is like, so what, what are you going to do? And Sabrina says, I'm going to freeze, she going to freeze her eggs. And she talks about the process because Andy says, like, is that a long process? Like, what is it? So she just talks about the process and all of that. And then he was like, dang, like, she don't really like kids like that. She was like, they be bad, and, just talking real negatively about kids. But Sabrina is just like, she just gonna do what she gotta do. She don't care if Rich get on board or not. So he gonna move forward. So she gonna move forward, whatever she got going on. So then Karen brings up Zach, and she's just like, you know, Zach always pushing his mommy issues on me and everything that his mom went through. But she said, it seems like being a single mama, she was like, that don't sound like that's gonna be too good either. And then the girls are like, you know what, you're not gonna be no single mother. We all gonna be your baby daddy, Karen. We all gonna be your baby daddy. I was like, well, dang, y'all really women, but y'all can be baby mamas. Why y'all can't be just baby mamas? She can have, like, you know, 3 extra baby mamas. Anyway, but yeah, Sabrina says, you know what, you single, but you are not solo. I said, I know that's right. Go ahead with the sister group. Okay, so now the scene changes and it goes to Hayden and Gary. So they over there at the gym trying to get a sweat out, and Hayden, you know, he going up and down with his arms in the weights, and they get to talking, but then Hayden look at Gary like, man, what's wrong with your face? Like, what's going on with your nose? He was like, oh, no, that ain't nothing, because his nose started bleeding. Oh, that ain't nothing. That's just some allergies. You know, it's just a little allergies or whatever. But anyway, he clears his nose and everything, but he says he wants to talk to Hayden, you know, because he got some he got playing. And Hayden looking like, what you got up your sleeve? Because the last time, you know what I'm saying, if this something, like, I guess illegal, I don't want to go through it with you. If it's something that I don't want to do it. Because he was like, last time the FBI was at my place. And then, you know, he bring up Tamara and all that stuff. But Gary like, hold on, wait. He said, look, I believe that Andy is a better attorney than, no, excuse me. He said he believes that Hayden is a better attorney than Andy, because the main thing is they just trying to knock Andy off this spot, you know, because they are really trying to get Hayden to make partner. So Gary is just like, you are a better attorney than Andy is. And he was just like, look, I got something that's going to help you. I really got something that's going to help you. And Hayden just like, look, if it's on some other stuff, I ain't got time for that. I'm just trying to, you know, be in a clear, and I'm just trying to make partner the right way, pretty much. And Gary is like, you know what, we'll talk about it later over dinner. Okay, well, we're going to go talk about it over dinner. That's what they're going to do. Now back to the girls. Well, you know, Pam talking about her hair care products and all this stuff. So I guess business is booming. All right. So back over to the girls. All the girls, they're leaving Andy's place. And while they're leaving Andy's place, Sabrina hangs back and she talk a little bit to Andy. And, you know, they're hugging each other, and Andy is telling her how proud she is of her, you know, choosing her for once, you know, saving her eggs. Well, yeah. Freezing her eggs and all of that stuff. And Sabrina's like, look, this stuff is going to be expensive. She was doing research. She just didn't know how expensive it was going to be. And so while Sabrina over there talking about how expensive it is, child, Andy is reaching in her purse and she's writing out the check. I said, dang, Andy, can you be my friend? Because can I get a couple thousand real quick? You know, because I got these bills. You know, I got this daughter in college. And, you know, it's a lot right now. Can y'all give me a little check, too? I mean, yeah, dog. Andy is the friend that you would like to have, because she really cares, and she don't want y'all to be broke either. Child, she got the money. Where the money resides, I guess. But anyway, so Andy is just like, you know what? This is what we're here for. She gives the check to Sabrina. Sabrina like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't take your money. But she was like, no, this is what we're here for. Dude, we sisters. This is what we're supposed to do. You know, and then Sabrina is just like, you know, thank you. And she said that she'll be there with her in the campaign if she need her to knock on doors and put up, you know, doorknob hang tags and all that stuff, child. She said she gonna be there. And Andy said, you know what, I might take you on that offer. And Sabrina is happy that she feels as if the group is starting to be the group again, the whole sister circle. So that's pretty much that. So while Sabrina leaves, she goes over to Maurice's place. You know, Maurice, he got the whole fixation OnlyFans thing going on. And he over here licking on... He over here looking on cupcakes and stuff, talking about they like the white cream, child, whatever Maurice does. So Sabrina is there, and she's talking to Maurice or whatever, and she's talking to Maurice, and Maurice talks about his date with Grayson, and talking about it was so good. You know, he was like 50 shades of gray good. And Sabrina brings up Calvin, like, I wonder why, you know, have you talked to Calvin? Because normally I thought that Calvin would call me and let me know, tell me happy birthday or something. And Maurice was like, what you worried about Calvin for? He came and paid the rent or whatever. I said, So he's still giving you rent money? And he don't even live there? I guess, y'all. Anyway, it is what it is. I need a friend like Calvin too that'll pay bills that don't even live here. But anyway, so Sabrina says, no, excuse me. Maurice ended up saying, what you worried about Calvin for? You got that fine man, you know, rich and out, you bring up Rich. Sabrina is like, but Rich don't want to have no kids. Like, I'm trying to freeze my eggs and all of this stuff. Maurice is, you know how Maurice could be. He just get to talking, yeah, he get to talking about the baby. Talking about, oh, so you gonna have one of them babies that you can pick. Like, talking about one of them manufactured babies. You know what? How about you get a chocolate baby with blue eyes? So they end up talking about all that stuff. But then at the end of the day, Maurice starts saying, you know, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. He said, happy birthday to you. Why you freezing your eggs? Happy birthday. Child, whatever. But I said, Maurice, you got a little, Maurice said it a little good. I said, okay, Maurice, let me find out you over here singing on the side. You better sing, Maurice. But anyway, Sabrina ended up talking about she wanted something and one pieces of cake or something. Maurice talking about, no, you can't have none of it. It got nut in it. You know what? I'm not going to talk about no more about Maurice and his escapades. And Sabrina's so dizzy, child. He like, oh, what is that? Is that hazelnut? Whatever nut she said. Child, now it ain't no hazelnut. Anyway, I cannot and I will not. Child, Sabrina can be dizzy. Anyway, so she leave. All right, so now you have Zach and Fatima. And yeah, like I thought that Zach got custody of baby Michael. He is happy. He is overwhelmed. He's crying. He's thanking Andy. He thanking Fatima. He just like, you know what? I'm gonna be a great father. Fatima, you gonna be a great mother. We finna get him in basketball. He gonna get organic home cooked meals. And then, oh yeah, Fatima, you can't have your car, your Porsche no more. You gonna have to go get you a wagon, a minivan, or something, cause yeah, that car ain't for kids. I was like, dang, Zach, you trying to turn Fatima into Susie homemaker. Like, it ain't all about you. I know you happy you got baby Michael and all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's shared responsibility. Like, you need to, how about you change your car? How about you get like a Jeep or something? I mean, come on. But anyway, they still thanking Andy. You know, Andy is doing a good job. But the thing about it is, y'all, look, while Zach is, you know, emotional and talking about he gonna be a great daddy and baby Michael and all this stuff, Fatima get this text message like broop, broop. And so she looking at her messages and her emails, and she's taken aback. So while Zach over there real happy and stuff, Fatima over there looking like, oh. You know, and so Andy is catching it. Andy just looking like, you know, what's going on, you know, with you, you know, like that. You know how you doing it when you see your girl feeling a type of way. Y'all kind of had that little eye contact, like, girl, you all right? You know, girl, I gotta tell you later. But anyway, so they doing a whole little eye contact, because she can, you know, Andy can see that something is going on with Fatima. And so Zach, he gets up and he happy. I see you at home, baby. I gotta, you know, I gotta go get some stuff. You go get some, you know, get some food to go and all that stuff. So he ends up leaving. All right. So yeah. Danni, she feeling real good, right? She's still tipsy from the brunch. So she goes over to Tony's office, because mind you, she said she had took off work today. So she goes over to Tony's office, you know, thinking she said she done got in touch with her inner and outer self. If you know what I mean, you know, so she's in touch with her body. So she go over there to Tony so he can touch on her body. And while she over there trying to get, you know, freak nasty, and Tony looking like, oh, you got them tatas out. Child, the kids come out the back. Tony and Tonita. I said, where the kids come from? And Danni asked too, where these kids come from? I said, I don't know, Danni. I just asked the question. And so Danni trying to put her, you know, she trying to close up her little tatas, and Tonita like, oh, you cute. And then little Tony like, them your real titties. I mean, he didn't say titties, but he said, them your real, them real. You know, you like, you know, your breast or whatever. And then he like, can you get these kids? You know, whatever. And you know, Tony says, the big Tony, he like, hey, y'all gone in there with whomever so she can go help y'all do something. So Danni and her feelings, then he like, hold on, like, you didn't tell me that the kids was gonna be here. So couldn't find out Danni knew he had kids. All this while I thought that I thought that Danni didn't know that Tony had kids. But he do. Because Tony said, well, you knew I had kids. I mean, even though he didn't tell her that they were going to be down there for the summer. Because then it was like, yeah, I was cool with it when they was away. But now they're in your house. Now I feel some type of way. You know. And she kind of upset because she said you could have gave him, you know, her a heads up that they was going to be here. Which is right. You should let her know that the kids was going to be there. But at the same time, I mean, you didn't come to work today. Why I got to tell you that my kids going to be up here with me at the office when you weren't going to even be here? Maybe he was going to tell you later. But Tony was like, but you knew what it was. You knew I had the kids. I mean, yeah. But Danni, she taking it back. She like, look, I got to go get me something to drink. I'm finna go because she can't. It's too much for her. She can't take it right now. I was like, well, god dog, Danni. You know he going to have his kids sometime, though. Like, they not going to just always be with their mother. He is a daddy. And if he love his kids, then his daddy going to come down to visit. Then the kids going to come down to visit their daddy. I mean, granted, you didn't know that they was going to be here right now, but they there. And when you said yes to being with this man, then you said yes to his kids too. See, that's the part I didn't know. Did y'all know that she knew that them kids was already there? Did y'all know that she knew that he had kids already? Child, I guess. Okay, shocked me. Anyway, so Pam's business is booming. R&R. It's called Rooster Riches. How clever. So Rooster Riches, Pam on the Instagram twerking for the live, child. But she got orders. She got like 300 orders in 1 hour. I wonder how much she's selling her products for. Child, because that's a nice pretty penny. But at the end of the day, too, Pam is using Karen's money to buy the stuff. But Pam said it's an investment. I mean, well, if she making money like this, then I think that's all right. I mean, that's a pretty decent investment. But Trey over there trying to, deliver the orders or whatever. And he's looking at Karen like, oh, Karen, you look pretty today. All this stuff flirting. But Karen is over it. She was like, okay, well, thank you. I mean, don't you got some other stuff you need to be delivering? I was like, Karen, please brush him off like that. I guess Karen in her mood, but it is what it is. But Pam said, look, yeah, I did put this on your, your card or whatever. Think of it as an investment because I guess she over what Pam doing. But I'm like, dang, you ain't got no money like that. You over here, robbing Peter to pay Paul. So if her hair stuff go up and go off, then y'all gonna be really rich from roots to riches. I mean, hey, see what it's giving. It might be giving something you want to buy. Anyway. So, as I was saying earlier, Andy was looking at Fatima like, you are right. So at the end of the day, she went to go check on Fatima. She's like, hey, are you good? Because you look worried about, something. And Fatima just like, you know what? I just found out I got into law school. And so they was really happy. But at the same time, Fatima was just like, that's, now they got the baby and all of that stuff. And she really didn't know how all of this was going to fit. And so Andy is just like, look, have you talked to Zach? And she was like, no, I haven't talked to him. But Andy is just like, look, he loves you. He going to be happy for you. I'm pretty sure y'all going to, work something out or figure it out. And then, Fatima's just like, look, that's all we do. That's all we do. We just figuring stuff out. And she's really tired of that. She really just wants something to go right in her life at this moment. And it's like, yeah, I'm happy I got in law school, but dang, it's bad timing. We got a whole nother kid. And on top of that, we might have a whole nother 2 kids. But anyway, so Annie does encourage her, just talk to Zach, see, he gonna be there for you. For once, let him be there for you. And I agree, please, because you always there for Zach. Let Zach be there for you. You don't always have to fix him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying let Zach fix Fatima, but let Zach be a man and be there for you and make sure you good. You know? But anyway, so Andy said she's gonna go out with her man. I said, all right. So she gets the phone call and she talking to Jordan. And, wait. Before she said she got to go out to dinner with her man, she sees Hayden in the hallway. And Hayden over there looking at her, throwing shade like, oh, yeah, if I was still working that case with Heather, you wouldn't have won. And so Andy just like, really? Like, you really gonna come at me like that? Because, at this point, they both trying to get their partner position. And I guess it's contingent upon winning a bunch of cases, which makes sense because you have to be productive in the office. You have to let these people know I have something to bring. But shoot, Hayden shady, he gonna say, well, yeah, I thought you had more important things to do than go and stand beside a man. I said, well, she is going to be first lady. She got to stand beside him. I'm going to stick beside him. And then he walks out. But then, she ended up getting a phone call. Is that it? She ended up getting a phone call from Jordan and about the dinner. But Andy cancels on him because she like, look, I got to really work on this case, And he was like, okay, that's good. You already told me about the case with whomever the guy is. Go ahead and work. That's why I'm with you, You do your thing, I do my thing. And then he just like, I love you. And then here go Andy. Okay, I'll talk to you later. I was like, ooh, Andy don't feel the same way. Andy is really career driven. She want to get her man's meat, but she don't want to get her man's, I guess, all of his heart. I mean, because she ain't ready for that love right now. She trying to do what's best for her at this moment, which is fine. All right. So now you have Zach and Fatima. Child, Zach done went and got every toy from the Toys R Us, the Walmart, the Targets. He done went to every store and bought Baby Michael all of this stuff, right? So Fatima come downstairs. She's like, what is all of this? Like, Zach, what are you doing? He was like, oh yeah, I just went and got a few items for, Baby Michael, just to make him feel at home. She like, yeah, he gonna really be at home. And then he brings up, oh yeah, I see you went and got the food and all that stuff, and about her cooking. But Zach is just like, not Zach, but Fatima just like, where my laptop? Like, where my stuff at? I can't find nothing that I have here. Like, this is not my house. And then they bring up Baby Michael in his room and all that stuff. And I said, I didn't know that place. So is that place, I didn't know it was 2 bedrooms. Is it 2 bedrooms or 1? So maybe it is 2 bedrooms. Because they talking about, he can't have Mike just cooped up in the room like that while, she down here working. But I'm just like, is that 2 bedrooms or 1? Maybe it is 2, child. I don't know, because they only showed the 1. Maybe they didn't show the other side of the condo. I don't know. But anyway, and then he gonna tell me, don't worry about it neither, Fatima. I got you some too. Why he bring up this baby on board sticker? I said, Fatima, if you don't slap that sticker out of his hand, like, really, baby on board? Okay, anyway. So while he over there happy, he ends up getting a phone call from Bryce because, Bryce got some new properties that he wanted to show Zach. And Fatima like, so you finna get leave right now? You finna leave right now? Oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be back before you finish cooking your organic meals. Fatima like, what? I wasn't bringing up no organic meals. Like, but anyway, so Zach ain't really listening to what Fatima got going on. He really disregarding her feelings right now, her emotions. But Fatima really not expressing it all either. So I just look at it like, Fatima, you have been a ride or die for a very, very long time. Now it's time for you to, let Zach know what you got going on and how you feel about this. You know what I'm saying? Because he gotta reciprocate that energy you've been giving him at the end of the day. But anyway, so yeah. Zach leaves. Fatima calls Angela. And she said she really needs somebody to talk to. And so, yeah. And then she like, baby on board sticker. Like, really? I'll be mad too. Baby on board. Why? Don't put that on me. He ain't even know baby like that. He dang near 8. I know. I think he 5. Anyway, so now you have this big dinner scene, the whole dinner. This dinner is the plot to what's going to happen for the next episode. And y'all, I am going to do a trailer review on it. So y'all stay tuned for that. Anyway, so Tamara is there. And okay, first it's Tamara and Hayden. So they talking, you know, they hugging all on each other. And Tamara is just like, you know what? I just want to prove to you, you know, how much I love you and all that stuff. I know things started out as a lie, but I really fell in love with you and all that stuff. You know how she put it on thick for him. And he like, yep, you know what's up. Like, you know, that's right. You know how Hayden do. He got to act like he real cocky, like he really running stuff. But he really ain't. It's really Tamara. So then they get the knock at the door. It's Gary and Penelope. They come in. And instantly, what is she doing here? What is he doing here? All of that, right? So they going back and forth. Clearly, it's almost like they got, I want to say, sexual tension in the air. Because the way they kids keep going at it. But Tamara does know that Gary is the one that brought up all that dirt on her. So that's part of the reason why she got an attitude towards Gary. Anyway, so they sitting there and everybody is talking. Tamara don't like Gary. Gary don't like Tamara. And she asks if they want something to, well, Penelope, if she wants something to drink, because she ain't even talking to Gary. And Penelope said, get her some sparkling water or some, child. I don't know. But Gary goes and I'm trying to read what I said. Oh, Gary and Hayden, they go off to the side and they have a conversation. And Hayden is like, Gary, really? Like, really? You gonna do this, man? You already know. So you really faking this relationship with Penelope, acting like you really like her when you don't. And Gary ain't really trying to hear all that. But then they bring up, you know, the whole office situation, right? Like, you know, I'm trying to get this partner position. And Hayden says, you know, Andy won that case against Zach in regards to Heather. And Gary said, man, a clown could have won that case because she was a stripper on drugs. I mean, anybody could have won that. And Gary said, what you need is a big fish. You need something that's going to be a good headliner. And this is the plot that's coming up, because if we know, if you know, we watched the trailer, if you did watch the trailer, it was saying like they're going to do this whole scheme about Jordan messing with these little girls, and this scandal is going to convey. But I'll talk about that more in my predictions with the trailer. And Hayden is just like, look, I don't want to really be in no mess. You know, we just, all the surprises you've been giving me with the FBI situation. He really don't want nothing too hot coming on him. But Hayden, Gary is like, trust me, you're gonna like this. This gonna be something good for you. This gonna, you know, be one of them hitters. All right, so now you got Fatima and Angela. So Fatima is frustrated, and she colored in a coloring book. She was like, who said we got to color in the lines? Who said we got to color in the lines? And I think Angela said Miss Ryan did. And Fatima like, I wonder what she doing right now. Maybe she's somewhere, you know, at home cooking for her man and doing all this stuff, pretty much being a Susie homemaker. And Fatima is frustrated. She just like, look, she says, I'm not trying to be selfish right now. Hold on. She says, this is not how she pictured her life. She said, this is not how she pictured her life. She got into law school and all of that stuff. She said she felt like, you know, she was going to be this big attorney with her and Zach, you know, traveling the world and all that stuff. She wasn't picturing kids. She said, yeah, I'm happy we got custody for Michael. But now, you know what I'm saying? Karen is a whole nother person. Like, we got to figure out if he the daddy of Karen's baby. And she said she wanted to be the one that had a baby and all that. And so Angela is like, is that what it is? Is that what it is? You wanted to have a baby and all that stuff? She was like, well, yeah, but no. You know, it's just a lot. She said, this is not how she pictured her life. You know, she said, and now we got to be juggling who gonna be here with Michael when I'm gone. You know, who gonna, and Fatima is looking like all of the responsibility is going to be on her. Like Zach not going to have to so much change. She's going to have to change her life to accommodate Zach. And really, Fatima, that's what you've been doing a lot. You've been changing your life to accommodate Zach. You've been telling him you his ride or die. You've been telling him you gonna beat her. You've been telling him you had his back. So in his mind, that's what you're going to give him. But in the same token, Fatima, you got to let this man know, I got dreams of my own. I got accepted into law school. I want to be a traveling attorney or whatever you want to be. Yeah, and I want to have your babies too. You know, but Angela says, look, this is your life. You can make it however you want to be. You can color outside the box. Just color outside the box. You make this life your life, and you make it and you live it to the best, the way that you know, I guess to the best of your ability. Meaning you make the rules for your life. Don't allow life to make the rules for you. So that's what I got from the conversation. All right, so Karen talking about she want to see the doctor. Do you have an appointment? No, the doctor already gone. Well, I really need to see the doctor. Well, I can hook you up with a, did she say a tech? A doctor tech? Somebody. All right, so now they back at the dinner scene again. And, yeah. Okay, so they back at the dinner scene. And of course, Tamara and Gary, they going back and forth with each other. And as they're sitting there eating, Penelope gets a cramp. And Gary gets a phone call, so he walks over to the other side of the room. Penelope gets a cramp in her stomach. She has to go to the restroom. Hayden gets up and takes Penelope to the restroom. So while Hayden and Penelope are gone, Gary ends his phone call. He comes over there to Tamara. So they all in each other's face. And I'm just like, what they finna do? So they going back and forth about Hayden and Gary and all these other stuff. You know, just exchanging words, but they really, really close. And I'm like, so what y'all finna do? Anyways, we'll get back to it later. So Karen, she's at the doctor's, nurse tech or whatever she is, and she's like, look, I need a DNA test. I need to find out who my baby daddy is. You know, I know we can do this thing with the amniocentesis, and they can draw the fluid from the baby, and we can tell who gonna be the baby daddy. And the lady was like, okay, hold on. We can do all this, but one breath at a time, because Karen was just going on and on about this DNA test, putting that lady all in her business. And she was like, child, hold on, wait. Let me gather what's going on. We can do this, but yeah. So that's what that was. All right. So now you have Danni. And Danni, she calls Andy, but Andy doesn't answer the phone. So now she's journaling. She's writing all of her feelings. And while she's writing her feelings down, they're showing a montage of the girls. They're showing a montage. It's Sabrina. She's looking up on the internet about the eggs and the freezing of the eggs. Then you have Karen at the doctor's office. You have Andy trying to, work her cases. You got Fatima, just trying to do what she's doing in regards to law school. So she's there while Danni is talking about, finding herself and needing someone that she can lean on, needing somebody that she can depend on. She's talking. It's like a overlay of her voice while they're showing all the girls in their own capacities. And, Danni was just saying, I choose me, the queen that I am. If I can't rely on nobody, I'm going to depend on me. I said, all right, all the ladies independent, throw your hands up at me. Yeah, they just finna depend on themselves. They gonna be some independent ladies. Throw your hands up at me. Child, why am I singing that song? I am silly. Anyway, yeah, so they gonna figure out their lives, child. All right. They was kissing. I'm like, because remember I was saying they was real close, right? Talking about, I don't like you. I don't like you. I like bad girls. I'm like, hold on, let me read what I wrote. Let me see. You don't know this, but child, I scribbled this. Okay, this is what she said, because I had to, you got to figure out your writing sometime. So Tamara was like, hold on, You know, you don't know. Bye. I know you. She said, you don't, I know. She said, I know you. You don't know this, but she said, I know you. You don't know me. That's what she said. You don't know me, but I know you. I know you over here putting up a front because I know you still like Andy. She said, I know you still want to be with Andy. While you running around here trying to act like you in a whole relationship with Penelope and all that stuff. And then Gary talking about, you don't know me, I know you. And then talking about, because you know I like bad girls. Get at me, bad girl. She said, I like bad girls or something. And then they end up kissing in the mouth. They kissed in the mouth like this. You see this picture? And I said, Gary ain't no good. Tamara, okay, look. We already know that Tamara wasn't no good. We already know that Tamara out here for the money. You know what I'm saying? She trying to get to the money. That's what Tamara is doing. And we know this. But I thought that Gary would have enough respect for his friend. I mean, even though if that Gary ain't, and even though Gary and Hayden may not be friends like that, but I would just have thought just a little bit that Gary would have some sense of integrity, not to go after his quote unquote friend of me, partner in crime, you know, just somebody he's always conspiring to do evil with. I would not think that he would go after Tamara, but hey, that's Gary. I can't put no past Gary. I mean, in the man's house. Talk about he like bad girls. Child, you know what? It is what it is. And I hope Hayden finds out and do something. I don't know. Ooh, what if Hayden put the FBI back on Gary? Child, they always talking about a woman scoring, but when a man gets scoring too, they act a fool. Like my auntie say, a fool, right? But anyway, y'all, this is Sheila B. Like, comment, and subscribe. I know I probably forgot a lot. I know I did. And I know I did ad-lib a lot and all that stuff. But anyway, charge to my head on heart. Jesus loves y'all. And y'all have a great day. Bye.